Welcome back to Freeze Gaming. Today we're taking our first look into 33 Immortals, a 33-player chaotic co-op action roguelite developed by Thunder Lotus. This demo dropped this past March and is currently available on Xbox, including Game Pass on PC. This game immediately caught the eyes of Terrell, Riley, and I, and we jumped straight in and played through everything the demo had to offer. And honestly, there's a lot to be excited about, but also a few things that give me pause. So let's break it down, what works, what doesn't, what has me hyped for launch, and what I'm keeping a cautious eye on. Let's get into it. Before we dive into how it plays, here's the basic premise in 33 Immortals. You're a damned soul who refuses divine judgment, joining 32 others in open rebellion against God's final decree. Inspired by Dante's Divine Comedy, the game throws you into battles across the afterlife in a fight for redemption. Everything in 33 Immortals centers around a shared hub, a sort of base for the resistance, where you'll see tons of players wandering around, gearing up, and planning for their next run. Here you can choose your weapon, like a heavy sword, bow, daggers, or staff, each with its own unique playstyle. You'll also equip perks, customize your appearance, and check in on rotating challenges, whether they're daily tasks or bigger milestones tied to progression. Once you're ready, it's time to party up, choose a mission, and jump in. The game then matches you and your pre-assembled party of up to 6 players with others to form a 33-player team. From there, you're dropped into a massive real-time battlefield where the goal is to fight through waves of enemies, gather loot, and spend your XP at various altars to upgrade your stats for that specific run. Also, scattered across the map are torture chambers, which are mini dungeon encounters that allow up to 6 players at a time. Completing them rewards your group with powerful relics that offer buffs for the rest of the run, making them a key part of the process. This loop of clearing enemies, upgrading stats, and tackling torture chambers continues until you clear enough to trigger the Ascension battle. It's a brutal, large-scale showdown where only the players who survive get the chance to ascend and take on the final boss together. The bosses are easily one of the standout features of 33 Immortals. Designed like chaotic MMO-style raid encounters, they demand real coordination, real teamwork, and sharp reflexes. You'll need to dodge AoE attacks, revive teammates, manage mechanics, and sometimes make quick callouts, all while fighting alongside 32 other players, or at least what remains of the initial 32. It brings back that old school MMO raid energy in a really satisfying way. These encounters are tough too, which ties directly into the roguelite loop. Expect to fail, regroup, and try again, learning attack patterns, optimizing your build, and slowly getting stronger with each run. Which brings us to the progression. While each run resets your temporary upgrades, there's a solid system of long-term advancement. During runs, you'll unlock new perks and weapon mods, each adding unique traits or playstyle tweaks to the core weapon types. These can be equipped and customized back at the hub between runs, allowing you to build toward a more personalized loadout over time. You'll also chip away at ongoing challenges like mastering a specific weapon or completing certain side objectives. Completing these not only grants permanent stat boosts, but also contributes to your overall level, which can lead to additional perk slots and new modification paths. It's a smart system that helps failed runs still feel meaningful, keeping that roguelite loop rewarding even after you wipe. Now, you might be wondering the same thing I did going into this game. How are 33 random players supposed to pull off coordinated raid-style boss fights? On paper, that sounds like chaos waiting to happen. But surprisingly, 33 Immortals sidesteps this issue with some smart design choices. First off, this isn't a role-playing game in the traditional MMO sense. There's no complex aggro system, no designated healer or tank. Everyone plays DPS, but with slightly different strengths and playstyles. Daggers, for example, are high risk, high reward, huge single target damage, but put you right in the danger zone. The staff deals more AoE damage and applies slows, making it a safer crowd control option. Each weapon also comes with a unique team ability, like the sword's defense buff or the bow's high damage AoE volley. These require one player to initiate and others to support the cast. So while there are roles in a loose sense, the game doesn't demand strict coordination. As long as your group of 33 has a healthy mix of abilities, which almost always happens naturally, you're good to go. No one has to rely on some rando healer to stay alive. Also, the game encourages organic teamwork through a mechanic called empathy. When multiple players focus on the same target, they get a shared crit chance bonus. Even if you're a lone wolf, there's a built-in incentive to follow the crowd and pile on the shared threats, and that becomes crucial during boss fights, where you'll often face time challenges like taking out a key enemy or environmental hazard before it wipes the group. So while you're never barking orders or assigning roles, the design gently nudges everyone toward the same goal. As clever as the overall design is, there are a few areas I'd love to see improved by the time 33 Immortals hits full release. The weakest part of the experience, in my opinion, is the open world exploration between the big events, like torture chambers, ascendance battles, or the final boss. Outside of those moments, there's just not a whole lot to do. You can roam around the map killing enemies, collecting bones, which are the in-game currency, and cracking open the occasional chest. But none of those activities offer the kind of meaningful progression you get from the torture chambers. The problem is that those chambers are limited in number and capped at 6 players each, but they're also the only reliable way to earn powerful relics that significantly boost your build. That makes them feel essential, and as a result, we often found ourselves sprinting across the map just to beat other groups to the chambers. If you miss out, you're left grinding basic enemies or smashing pots, which just doesn't compare, and you end up going into the late game encounters noticeably underpowered. I'd love to see more variety or purpose in the general exploration phase, maybe side events, roaming elites, or alternate ways to earn relics in particular, so that players can spread out, pursue different paths, and still feel like they're contributing meaningfully without racing each other for the best buffs. My other big concern has to do with how the game seems to structure long-term progression. Now, to be fair, this is just a demo, so we don't have the full picture yet. But based on what's available, the stated end goal is to fight God himself. Pretty metal. But in order to access that final battle, players won't just need to complete all the main levels, they'll also need to finish every challenge in the game. Now, if you remember, those challenges are how you earn permanent stat buffs and unlock new perks or weapon mods. That system on its own is totally fine, but the idea that these optional feeling challenges are also your main path toward narrative completion, that feels off. Personally, I'd rather see a more traditional arc, advancing through increasingly difficult levels, gradually growing stronger with each failed run, and using challenges as a bonus, not a requirement. The thought of beating every boss only to have to backtrack to the first level because I didn't break enough pots or grind out runs with a weapon I never really enjoyed feels like a weird detour. It shifts the focus from meaningful progression to checkbox completionism, and that's just not the kind of journey I want this game to be. Overall, we had a blast playing through this demo. 33 Immortals does an impressive job of capturing that chaotic, raid-style MMO energy without the usual baggage of voice chat, role assignments, or overcomplicated coordination. It throws 33 players into the fray and uses smart design to naturally guide them toward a shared goal. If you're curious, the demo's available now on Xbox and PC via Game Pass. So give it a shot and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to support the channel. And until next time, cheers.